Dear learners, today, the focus of my presentation is concept of universe and sample, characteristics of a good sample, techniques of sampling, probability and non-probability sampling. Let us first try to understand concept of universe and sample. 1. Universe. The universe, also known as the population, refers to the entire group of individuals or elements that share some common characteristics and are of interest to the researcher. Example: if a researcher is interested in studying the eating habits of all teenagers in a particular city, the universe would be all teenagers in that city. 2. Sample. A sample is a subset of the universe that is selected for the actual study. It represents a manageable and practical way to study a larger population without having to investigate every individual. Example: from the universe of all teenagers in a city, a sample might consist of 300 teenagers randomly selected to participate in a survey on their eating habits. Characteristics of a good sample. 1. Representativeness. A good sample should accurately represent the characteristics of the larger population or universe. It should include individuals with diverse attributes to avoid bias. 2. Randomness. Randomly selecting individuals for the sample helps ensure that each member of the population has an equal chance of being included, reducing the risk of bias. 3. Size. The sample size should be appropriate for the research objectives. It should be large enough to provide meaningful results but not so large that it becomes impractical or unnecessarily costly. 4. Homogeneity. The sample should be relatively homogeneous in terms of relevant characteristics. This allows for more accurate generalizations to the broader population. 5. Feasibility. A good sample is one that is feasible to study within the constraints of time, resources, and practicality. 6. Ethical considerations. Researchers must consider ethical principles when selecting a sample, ensuring that the rights and well-being of participants are protected. Considerations in choosing a sampling technique. Research objectives. The goals of the study influence the choice of sampling technique. Resource constraints, time, budget, and logistical considerations impact the choice between probability and non-probability sampling. Population characteristics. The nature of the population may guide the selection of a sampling method that best captures its diversity. Techniques of sampling. Sampling is a crucial aspect of research design, and researchers employ various techniques to select samples from populations. These techniques can be broadly categorized into two types: probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling. 1. Simple random sampling. Every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Example: assign each member of a college student population a unique number and use a random number generator to select a sample. 2. Stratified random sampling. The population is divided into subgroups or strata, and random samples are taken from each stratum. Example: divide a city's population into income strata, low, medium, high, and randomly select samples from each stratum. 3. Systematic sampling. Every KTH individual is selected from a list after an initial random start. Example: select every 10th patient from a hospital admission list starting with a randomly chosen patient. 4. Cluster sampling. The population is divided into clusters, and entire clusters are randomly selected. All individuals within the chosen clusters are included in the sample. Example: divide a city into neighborhoods and randomly select several neighborhoods to survey all residents within those neighborhoods. Non-probability sampling. 1. Convenience sampling. Elements are selected based on their availability and accessibility. Example: surveying students in a nearby park because they are easy to reach. 2. Purposive or judgmental sampling. Researchers intentionally select participants based on specific criteria, often chosen for their expertise or unique characteristics. Example: Interviewing experts in a particular field to gather in-depth insights. 3. Quota sampling. The population is divided into subgroups, and a predetermined number of individuals are selected from each subgroup. Example: ensuring that a survey includes a specified number of participants from different age groups, genders, or educational levels. 4. Snowball sampling. Existing participants refer additional participants, creating a chain or snowball effect. Example: interviewing a few individuals who meet specific criteria and asking them to refer others who share those criteria. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Education and Teacher Education at Shokin Bilal.